Check out this clip.
Here is what sales psychologists have to say about selling to the Negro.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. People want to be recognized. They need recognition. That's basic in all of us. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated. This need is a very real and important one. It shows up even in many of the Negro's shopping habits. Anyone who sells or wants to sell to the Negro customer should know about some of these habits. 3 habits in particular play a big part in every sales transaction. To begin with, most Negroes buy by brand. They ask for products by name. They're quick to turn down off-brands. Buying by brand, that's the first important Negro buying habit. Now for the second. The Negro buys good quality merchandise. Symbols of quality and prestige are very important to the Negro customer. This woman, for example, is buying fine crystalware. But she is also buying the admiration and approval of her friends and relatives. Listen to her thoughts.
My, isn't it beautiful? I can hardly wait to show it to Sally and Joan.
It's a well-known fact that many Negro customers are influenced by the opinions of others. What their friends may think of a certain item often decides whether or not the sale is made. So remember, the Negro buys quality merchandise. That's the second important point. And here's the third thing to remember when selling to a Negro customer. When he specifically asks for one thing, don't try to sell him something else. Don't try to switch him at the point of sale. If you do, he'll probably react something like this.
Doesn't he think I've got the money to pay for it?
The Negro resents being offered a substitute. He wants to be sold on quality, not price. The Negro buys by brand, he buys quality, and he doesn't like to be switched at point of sale. These are the keys to selling the Negro customer.
According to leading researchers, in proportion to population and income, Negroes buy more quality products than any other comparable United States group.
You know, I can imagine the kind of white people who make these kinds of videos are middle-aged metrosexual white men in the 1960s going, the Negro needs validation because he's Negro and he needs it. Or something equally tautological and stupid. Interesting fact is that this you're not going to find in the Negro population exclusively. You're going to find the tendency to buy stupid shit like, you know, the Air Jordans and the chains amongst any population of people who are predominantly poor. You know, it doesn't matter where the fuck you go in the world. You're going to see this shit in Spain, in Italy, in South Africa, and other parts of Africa, throughout the world, in China. You're going to see this everywhere because people want to feel important. You know, people want to feel that they in some way are standout individuals by virtue of the things they possess because they have money, for example, you know, because people attribute money to their self-esteem. You know, people who don't have much and who are surrounded by people who don't have much will try to get something that they know other people can't get. You know, for some reason they think I need to get these fancy ass clothes so that other people can see me and think that I have money. You know, it's the same reason stupid people are buying Mercedes Benzes. You know, like by the way, I hate Mercedes Benz, but only as far as their low end models are concerned. If you want to buy a Mercedes Benz, go ahead and buy one, but please only buy the top of the range. Only buy the C63s, you know, the C63 AMGs, the S-Classes, you know, the proper Mercedes-Benzes. They're still not that reliable, but that's what Mercedes-Benz is for. You must have the money genuinely. If you have to save up to buy a Mercedes-Benz, you're an idiot. Rather buy a Japanese car, perhaps a Subaru. Don't waste your money on that rubbish. Anyways, people all around the world want to buy certain things because, you know, it attributes to their self-worth. You know, amongst the millionaires, not millionaires, let's say billionaires. Amongst the billionaires, you're going to find that they want to own yachts. You know, they want to have the biggest yacht around because it makes them feel just that little bit more important. That's why when you go into poor communities, you see such an emphasis being placed on clothing, right? When you see a person, the first thing you see is what they're wearing. You might not care about what they're wearing, but it's the first thing you see. And that may give a certain impression. That's why people go to such pains to buy nice clothes. You know, this commercial, or whatever the fuck it was at the time, was spewing a bunch of bullshit. I mean, what it said was true, but what it said isn't exclusive, as I said, to black people. You'll find this everywhere. One of my neighbors once told me, we were having a conversation about how one of the guys living around us had a boat, in his yard. The boat was on a trailer in his yard, visible for all to see, but never being taken anywhere. I mean, I've never seen that guy take that boat any fucking place. And it turns out this guy bought this boat because his neighbor bought a boat, right? The guy does fuck all with the thing, but he needs to feel, established. I have a boat, you have a boat. We live in a place where we can afford boats. And he's not poor. He's not a broke ass Negro. He's a middle class white man. You're gonna find this shit everywhere. Amongst the rich, the average, the super rich, the mega rich, the ultra rich. It's everywhere. What you'll see is a difference in price when it comes to the things that people are actually buying. Those who can't afford a Bugatti aren't going to buy a Bugatti. They might buy a Ferrari, which they finance through the bank over a period of like 4 years. And Ferraris hold good value, so in many cases they could sell that Ferrari and actually make a bit of money on it. If you're looking to buy a sports car, which won't lose you that much money, Ferrari is the way to go. Not the older ones. The older ones are shit, but the newer ones are pretty good. And stay away from Lamborghini, except the Lamborghini Huracan. Just another piece of advice there. Anyways, what you'll see is the difference in price with people of different financial classes. But that need in most of them to buy something which attributes to their self-esteem is ever present. It is absolute. It is measurable, and is directly proportional to their environment. So yeah, it's not just black people who need to stop wasting money on stupid shit. It's everybody. Stop wasting money on stupid shit, folks. Buy things which are meaningful, things which will add value to your life. And if what you value are the opinions of others, my friend, you need to sort out your priorities.